Hey everybody, welcome to Geekoholics Anonymous, episode 266. I'm your host, Rico, here with my co-host,
Dane Cody.
Dane. Cody and I get together once a week, talk about video games, TV, movies, and or whatever the hell we like. Primarily video games. Welcome everybody to another late start podcast due to stupid technical difficulties on the podcast machine that is literally going to get sledgehammered Office Space style in the coming days. I swear to Mo effing God.
You'll figure it out.
That being said, welcome everybody. We usually start the show with our BS section, which we are knee deep in. Getting some housekeeping. Our What You've Been Playing, where Dana and I run down the games that we have been playing since last we chatted. Get into a little bit of news and stuff. Public service announcements and our free for all section. And yeah, Dane, how you doing, buddy? You got any BS you'd like to share? It was a long weekend. We had BC Day. We're both British Columbians. To give away our location.
BC Day for the win.
Yeah, BC Bud for the win. What? I mean,
it's kind of a chill weekend. I braved going out on what was it? I guess Monday. So the holiday Monday. I braved going out to a store and trying to find some pants.
Oh, did you mask it up?
Well, obviously, I'm not an idiot. So yeah, managed to. Why is it when you go in, like when you I go into a store and I'm looking to spend some money in a store. Like I am looking for clothes, for example. Like I don't buy clothes all that often. I tend to be one of those people that, like, I'll go into a store, I'll buy a bunch of clothes, I'll spend way too much money, and then I won't buy clothes for a while, and then I'll do it all over again. So like I'll be in the mood, I'll have the money, I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna buy some clothes. It's been too long, I need to do this. And then I cannot find clothes anywhere. Like I just, like, no matter where I go, it just seems like nothing I'm looking at is what I want or the right size, or like it's just crap. But then the times when I go to these stores and I'm like, I either need one thing or I'm in there for something completely different, or I just don't have any cash. Like, like I'm just not in a position to be able to spend a bunch of money on clothes. That's when I go in there and there's like, oh, look at all these, like, there's 4 pairs of pants that fit you, and there's like 5 or 6 shirts that are great. Oh, look, they have your favorite boxer, like, all, like, yeah, it's the worst. So anyways, I went in there for like a pair of pants and I bought a whole bunch of stuff. So
well, you bought stuff. I thought you were gonna say you got nothing.
I needed it. It was the thing. It was just one of those things where, like, I didn't plan on going in there and buying a bunch of stuff. I went in there like looking for a pair of pants. You know what I mean? So anyways,
yeah, I hate shopping for clothes.
I know, I really do. I really, really do.
So much of my clothes is like stuff that we get free from the cons.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff I've made recently, which has been really fun.
Yeah.
And or stuff that I earn in video games like Destiny. I got my t-shirt triumph because you all care.
Are we just diving right into what you've been playing and you've been playing Destiny?
No, I just thought I dropped. You were talking about clothes, so it was fitting. Yeah, I have a hard time with clothes too. Like I need shorts. It's summertime. Well, you need to buy shorts in fucking January, but I didn't need shorts in January. Now there's no shorts for sale.
Right.
And then it's like, then I need something else. And then it's like, no, you needed to buy your winter clothes in fucking springtime. Like, what are you, fucking stupid? What are you, a dummy? What are you, stupid?
Yeah.
And then you go to winter and then they don't have any shit. It's like clearance crap. It's all ugly or it doesn't fit, like you were saying. It's like you have issues. And it's so frustrating. It's just called being a man and clothes shopping.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
Oh, the other problem is you're going to spend $200-$300 and, like, I really wanted to buy that toy or gadget instead of spending it on stupid clothes.
Right.
Which is like, that's my issue every time. Like, oh man, this is like a video game or like a bunch
of video games
or a bunch of amiibo
video games.
Or
no,
like
I never worry about the amiibo
or a stupid camera stand or something dumb that I really don't need.
Or comic books. I mean, I always look at it that way. I'm like, man, I could buy a lot of comic books for this.
Yeah. We had a great long weekend. We had beach days. We had a lake
Nice.
day. I think every day we did something in the sun.
Nice.
Which is
Got
fantastic.
outside, enjoyed the sunshine.
Yeah, like there's a beach. Like I don't know. You guys have lots of people have seen pictures of me on the Discord, and I don't know. I never share shit to social media. I'm like bad at Twitter, but I seem to share on our Discord. So it's like,
sure.
Like I don't do the. I barely do the Instagram. Like I just suck.
Yeah, you're not very good at it.
I'm not thinking about when I'm out and about. Like I need to share this photo with everybody. I like sharing it with the Discord because I feel like I'm texting all my closest friends.
Sure.
And it's like, I don't know everyone's cell phone number to text them technically in the Discord, but like I feel like everyone in the Discord's my homies. So it's like that's where I post stuff. But then it's like when it comes to Twitter and stuff, I just like and Facebook, I just don't care. I usually get mad when I go on those sites and just like want to blow up the world. But anyway, okay. We had some great lake days, and there's a lake by me. Like, we have the beach we always go to, and the beach is great, especially when it's low tide. But the lake, it's just like, we just assume the lake sucks because it's always busy. I haven't been there for a long time. And it's literally like, it's not even 2 minutes away from my house. It was crystal clear water. The water was warm. My daughter was having a blast playing in the water because the ocean water is fucking freezing. Like, let's be honest, it's the Pacific Ocean, like Pacific Northwest. It's beautiful, but it's fucking cold. Even on a 30-degree day, the ocean here is fucking cold.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like swimming in Hawaii or like Mexico Pacific Ocean. Like, way different story, right? But anyway, moving along. The lake was warm. It was crystal clear. It was fun. My daughter was loving it. I couldn't go goddamn swimming because of my fucking stupid shit cyst that I had going on. It's done. It's gone. It's on the mend, but I didn't really want to swim in a lake with all kinds of germs and shit.
Bacteria.
Yeah, I'm like
infected.
I haven't gotten infected. I don't need to risk it. I really want to fucking swim, but don't do it. Stop. Don't do it. And yeah, anyway, I'm like, what an idiot. I haven't been there in years, and like we really take for granted where we live and all the awesome shit we have around us. And it's like, man, people would kill to be here right now. And it wasn't that busy. Everyone was social. Yeah, everyone was social distanced.
That's amazing because, like, that's the problem. So, living in a large metropolitan area,
you have a lot more people and a lot less places.
Where everybody's not supposed to go on their normal summer vacations, you know, flying all over the place and driving everywhere and everything else. Everybody's looking for day trips to do. So then on top of that, of course, they're shutting down all of the areas. They've shut down a lot of the areas around here entirely. And then, of course, the places that are open, they're trying to like social distance. So like half the parking lots you're not supposed to park in, and so on and so forth. It's honestly like trying to go out to a park or to like a bunch of those types of places right now is a fucking nightmare around here right now. It's brutal. It's like some friends of mine were like up at a lake that, you know, like it gets fairly busy in the summer, but like this year was like, oh my God, it's way worse than it's ever been. And social distancing, what's that? And I was like, she sent me the photos and I was just like, yeah, no, there's a reason why, like, yeah. So
that was great. Everyone was social distance on the beach, in the water. Everyone like, basically it was like unspoken, but like the area in front of where you were sitting was your part of the lake. People would cross through, but with distance, but no one would be hanging around in your area of the lake. So it was really nice.
That's awesome.
I'm so happy because just discovered somewhere that we had taken for granted. Like I drive by this lake like every day. It's super calming on my way home. Nice scenery. Sorry, everyone, if you heard that.
It really is not far from you. I'm amazed you haven't been there.
Yeah, I know. It's stupid. I just assumed it sucked and it was dirty and gross. Because you know how lakes have their ups and downs with like algae and weird shit? And
and I mean, I'm sure this one does. But
yeah,
I mean, you were there and it's nice. So there you go, right?
But yeah, it was fantastic. And it was a great long weekend. And then I was like, oh, I got to go back to work. And I didn't win the 70 million lottery on Friday. And
neither did we.
And I was like, fuck. Now that being said, Dane, shall we get into some housekeeping?
What do you got?
Join the Discord server.
Sweep.
What's that? Yeah, I got to do some mopping. Dogs had a couple accidents in the house.
Whoa.
Yeah, not fun. Just, gross stuff, that kind of housekeeping. No, not that housekeeping.
Okay.
Join the Discord server, Geekoholics.com/Discord. Plug that into any browser. Find that on your phone. Download the Discord app on your phone. Download it on your computer. It's our forums. It's our Reddit. It's our subreddit. It's our everything. It's where we hang out. It's where we chat. It's where we do everything. It's where I share most of my fun stuff with everybody because I'm bad at the social medias. Do it. Geekoholics.com/Discord. Go to the welcome channel. Read the pinned post. Look at video games that are free. Dane, stop it.
Oh, sorry.
For audio listeners, Dane's screwing around with his webcam video. And that's it. Join the Discord. And of course, if you didn't know, we stream this show live, usually every Wednesday around 8 o'clock when my stupid computer's working. Twitch.tv/Geekoholics. That address again, twitch.tv/Geekoholics. We are, first and foremost, a podcast. We try to ignore the chat, but we know you're there. We appreciate it. We'll call you out sometimes, but we're trying to stay focused. I have problems with focus. I take drugs for it. I don't take drugs for it. I'm just kidding. But, hang out in the chat in the Discord. You guys can run wild, make fun of each other, tell stories, comment live. We'll try to pay attention, but we got our outline here. We got stuff we got to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely.
And with that being said, Dane, shall we get into some what you've been playing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just gotta screw everyone. Pew 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 pew. I played some more Destiny.
Dude, I'm amazed
obviously.
There's anything else on this list, to be honest with you. Like, I expected to come in here and see what you've been playing and just Destiny, because every time over the course of the weekend I looked and I was playing something else, or even on my computer I'd look over and there's fucking Rick playing Destiny 2. So I was like, all right, well, clearly he doesn't have anything else to play.
We're not gonna get 10 minutes of Destiny. Lou, pay attention. I'm gonna talk about some new stuff. I actually want to talk about the experience of joining a clan.
You were already in a clan.
No, I left my clan because my clan was dead. Everybody left. It was like a PC gaming clan. I don't know what happened. I just went to try and leave to join other clans. It's like, you can't leave the clan. You're the founder. And I'm like, what do you mean I'm the founder? I didn't found the fucking clan. I just joined this clan, but all of a sudden I was the founder of the clan. And I like saying clan because it's really funny because it's such a stupid word.
It is a stupid word.
And
is it better than your guild?
Yeah, guild's pretty bad too. Guild seems really lame. Man, they're both loserish. Anyone in clans are fucking losers. Guilds are losers. My crew, my homies.
Come up with a better word.
I don't know.
I've been playing video games with a group of guys for like damn near 25 years now, and it's like, my mom back in the day was like, "Oh, are you gonna go play video games with your clan?" And it's like the stupidest thing to say, but like I don't really know,
The problem with clan is I always think about the clan, not the good clan. The clan no one wants to be associated with, and I can't help it.
No, that's fair.
And I just honestly, I also think about the Dave Chappelle skit too, because that came up recently in one of my social circles. That was pretty goddamn funny.
All right, fair
Anyway,
enough.
I joined a clan. I had to apply for this clan.
Yeah, of course, man.
I tried joining the Kind of Funny clan. They're full. I tried joining the What's Good Guardians. They're full. They're all fucking full. But man, they're all console pansies. None of them are PC gamers anyway. I was like, they have like a handful of PC gamers in their clans, and I'm just like, so I went to the Destiny LFG Discord, which is pretty good for finding groups and stuff like that.
I mean, that is literally the name.
Yeah,
it's looking for a group.
I guess they have their own clan, but they have a whole clan recruitment like channel, and it's just like people posting clans. Man, people are fucking hardcore, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you have to apply. Like, one clan's like, must have multiple clears of all the raids, and they like check out your profile and all this shit. And I'm like, whoa, dude, fuck those poop suckers. That ain't gonna happen. But then there's just this one that just kept coming up every once in a while that caught my eye. It was the Dark Age Drifters. I kind of like the name. The Drifter's cool. Like he's like a really cool character in the game.
Sure.
And I like the acronym, DAD. So like when you're in the game, it says Dark Age Drifters and then DAD, and like I'm fucking DAD too. So it's like double. Like it's cool.
All right.
So I went on their Discord. I applied. Do you have an interview? They interviewed me, asked me a bunch of questions.
You made sure you're not a piece of shit.
Yeah, they basically did the "you're not a fucking douchebag."
I don't know how you passed then.
I tricked those motherfuckers. I lied my motherfucking ass off. Those fools have no clue. I've infiltrated their server, and they're all going no. They're looking for non-douchebags, right?
Sure.
But so did that. They have a really organized Discord server. Like, wow. The things you can do when you have time and knowledge. They use a bot called Apollo, which is really cool. And basically the whole point of the interview on the Discord server is they just mainly teach you all the features and how to join games and how to set up events and stuff like that. Like on their Discord server, because like, hey, you want to do a raid, you set up an event. He told me the commands. He showed me how to use it in Discord, and it was more about learning how to use their server to set stuff up to party up with people, and it was really cool. And I was very impressed. Might have to look into that bot for like setting up like events for like when we want to play other games with each other on our Discord server, because you can set a date, time, people can sign up, and then you know who's gonna want to play what, and then it like sends you a message like 10-15 minutes ahead of time on Discord, and it's like, hey, your time for coming up to play this is coming up, and then jump on Discord, get in the chat, get ready and play the game. So it sounds really cool.
Sweet.
But yeah, they got a good server.
They let you in. You're in a clan.
They let me in. I played some Iron Banner with them yesterday. They're funny dudes. They're mostly all American. I think there was one other Canadian, but they have a strict no politics on their server.
Probably for the best.
Because it's just like that's where shit gets heated, obviously, and they're just like, no, we don't want to deal with that bullshit. Which is true. That's a good call. Politics is dumb. But yeah, it was fun. We played Iron Banner and we destroyed like the majority of the games, except for maybe the one or two that we lost out of like say 10 matches. We might have lost one or two. Every game was getting called. I couldn't even I couldn't make progress on my quests fast enough because we were winning so fast. But it's it was really fun playing on a six stack, organized, destroying the other team.
Just kicking ass.
Yeah.
Taking names.
And I'm like, I'm doing bad with my like 10 kills and 2.0 like KD ratio, and they've all got like 20 each, and it's like I played really good, but it's like they're just killing everything that I can't even kill anything because.
So what you're saying is you suck.
No, I don't suck because I still did. I did really well every game, but like these guys were like monsters. And they got like their PvP loadouts. I learned some tricks. They're telling me, these are the best perks on this gun for that and that, and yeah, it was good. Anyway, that's it. It was fun. I earned my T-shirt triumph too, so I'm gonna order my Destiny T-shirt and moving along. That's enough Destiny, but the clan stuff was fun. Yep, I was kicking names and taking what?
Whoa.
Lou in the chat with the dyslexic backwards comment. I did play some Grounded though.
Oh,
I don't know if anyone played this. I didn't see anyone mention it in the chat, or maybe someone did mention on the Discord.
I know some people have been asking kind of about it if any of us had played it in our Discord, but
it's a survival game.
Yeah, that was kind of as soon as I sort of found that out, I was like,
so if you've played like Ark, and I think Ark's the most hardcore survival game I've played.
I mean what was it? Not the Forest. What's it? Well, the Forest is one. Ark is one. Conan Exiles is one.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
There's a few,
but it's a little more light-hearted and down to earth. Yeah, it's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the survival video game.
Right.
You chop stuff down.
Story stuff is quite short.
Yeah, it's very short. Like, to be honest, there's not a lot. So, but it's,
I mean, it is an open access.
Yeah, it is an open access.
Early access. Sorry.
It's third person. Excuse me. It's like you start with nothing. You pick up a rock. You cut down some. You make an axe because you find a little. It's kind of neat because it's like the story is like you just kind of wake up and it's like, oh, this is funny reality show. Like there's different characters. They have different voice acting, and I picked the one dude. I can't remember his name. I think it was Max, and he's like, oh, this is a funny reality show, guys. Oh, this is really realistic set. And then he's like, and then there's like these ants are giant because you're tiny.
Of course.
And then you kind of find this little trail, and you find a little miniaturized, like, I guess like a science camp, and basically there's a machine there that lets you analyze stuff that you pick up, like the grass and pebbles and so forth. And that's like it's solar powered, and you can scan stuff so often, and then it recharges. And when you scan stuff, it kind of shows you recipes. And then you can build stuff. So it's like, oh, I scanned the pebbles and this, and it's like, oh, you can make an axe, or you can make this, or you can make a spear.
Right.
And then it's like you start killing bugs that attack you. Oh, you can build armor out of the different types of bugs, and then a fucking spider comes out, and it's fucking the most terrifying thing in the whole goddamn world.
I don't like spiders.
No, and you wouldn't like really big like wolf spiders that make scary weird noises and like move very quickly. Like very fucking quickly. Wolf spiders they move quickly in real life, and I'm the giant, and they're like an inch big, and they scare the shit out of me how quickly they can skitter around.
Yeah.
So imagine one the size of a fucking house, and you're like the size of a spider. It's kind of scary. So, yeah, you got a camp, you got inventory management, you've got, your storage, you got little story mission that you're going along, you're fixing stuff, you're trying to repair this contraption that you find in the yard, and you're trying to figure out why you're small. Meanwhile, learning how to craft new stuff. You can make little bases. I didn't go like super in depth with the building, but I did manage to like start building like a little proper like hut with a roof and so forth. And then I put my little bed inside, it's kind of like your save. It's like where you respawn and you save is once you build the bed. And this is all part of the tutorial. Like when you're starting the game, they get you to build this quite early because obviously at nighttime, there's more stuff that comes out at night.
Yeah, like spiders.
Well, the wolf spider introduction was in the daytime, and I don't know if that is the same for everybody, but it's like you're doing your shit, and then you hear something, and you turn around, and that motherfucker's hopping around, and you're just like fucking running, screaming like ah! What the hell?
Yeah, that.
So yeah, it's neat. As by myself, I'm sure if you played it multiplayer, it would probably be like a lot funner, but fuck, every game's funner with multiplayer. I know that's something I say a lot, but like the dumbest of games is great with multiplayer. It's neat. It's good. I don't think it's amazing. It's not really doing anything new in that kind of survival genre, except for that it's a setting like backdrop we've never seen before. And I think that's what they all do, right? Like Ark is dinosaurs, and Conan is this, and Rust is this, and so they all have their kind of hook. And I guess the hook on this one is the aesthetic of you're tiny and you're in the yard. It's neat. It kind of feels like, I feel like the Pixar movie. Is it Pixar? Ants. That's Pixar, right? Is it Ants? No, Bug's Life.
Bug's Life.
I kind of feel like Bug's Life, except for I'm not a bug. I'm a stupid little teenage kid. Because like the grass is like towering over you, and everything's so humongous.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat. Like in that aspect, like the world's cool, but I don't know. I played it. It's on Game Pass. It's a perfect Game Pass game. The barrier entry is
maybe once or twice, and then
like I might come back when
there's more content, or
when they add more stuff. Maybe there's some more like end game stuff, or they've added even more shit to the world building or the building aspects of the game. But it's neat. You might, if you like those crafting games, it might be right up your alley because it is a little bit of a fresh twist on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I got what I needed out of it. It's like I said, it's just it's just good. I didn't finish it, but I played enough.
Because like I was listening to another podcast and they were saying they played for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
It's only a couple hours.
And they were just saying like they just kind of hit a thing like, hey, so that's kind of all we have for you right now.
Yeah,
feel free to continue to roam and play and do the survival stuff. But as far as story, that's kind of what we have.
I don't think I was far from that point.
Okay.
And pretty much I think I just had to go to the thing and then I would have got that. Because I played a decent amount. Like, I think I played at least 2 hours.
Okay.
And from what I hear, it's only about 2 hours long.
Yeah.
So, but...
No, that's fair.
But yeah, it's early access. So, but it's neat. Check it out. You've got Game Pass. Like, definitely. Just to get terrified by the spider, because... Fuck, I got scared by it. You should too.
I hate spiders. I don't like them in real life. I don't like them in video game. Like,
and then I played some Fall Guys, which is one of this month's PlayStation Plus games.
Yeah.
Which it was in was it in a state of play or was it in the PlayStation thing? The PS5 thing. Like, where did we first see this game? We saw it recently in one of the Sony things, didn't we?
I don't know. I mean, I know when they announced it, they showed a video of it.
Yeah.
Saying like it was going to be part of Game Pass or PlayStation Plus, sorry.
So,
it's like a game show, right? Like, it's kind of like the whole idea is sort of like a MXPX kind of thing where it's like a whole bunch of people.
What the fuck's MXPX? Do I have to look this up?
I'm pretty sure I'm getting that right. Isn't it MXPX? Or is that the band? Uh-oh.
I don't know.
There was like a extreme... the hell is it called? It was like an extreme... I could just... Most extreme... MXC, sorry.
No,
Most Extreme and Elimination Challenge. MEC.
So like Wipeout style kind of thing.
Yeah, it was like MXC, but it was like... So technically it was a repurpose of footage from a Japanese game show, Takahashi's Castle Witch.
Oh.
And then they put over like they did revoice over and stuff and they called it MXC. And it was like hilarious. It's like a giant... Yeah, like you said.
Weird, like obstacle course.
Yeah, it's like a big obstacle course, and they're doing it, and it's like, yeah. It was on, back in the day, it was on, like, Spike TV from, like, 2003 to 2007.
Yeah.
And it was always, like, super just ridiculous. I loved watching it, because it was so
I
stupid.
know what you're talking about. Yeah, so Fall Guys is... kind of like this human obstacle course where I don't know if it's quite 100 people.
Okay, but there's like, wow, there's that many people. Eh?
It's a bunch of people. And
so does it narrow down as the like?
Yeah, so it's stages. So it's not like one endless obstacle course and the last guy standing wins, which is that's how it works, right?
Right.
But it's done in stages. So like the first stage is like you're navigating some obstacles, big balls are like rolling down ramps, and there's spinners and hammers and weird things. It seems like the first stage always seems to be the same so far, at least I think I played 3 or 4 games, and the first stage always seemed to be the same. But then it randomizes the next few stages. And it, like I said, like there's a video, if you're watching the stream, there's a video kind of showing you what's going on. And it's totally like Wipeout, but if like 100 people had to progress through the stage at once. And basically, you get to the finish line. There's a cutoff. It kind of shows you how many people are going to advance. So, like, you know, you make it in, and then it's like, okay, they drop these people out. Okay, next stage randomly comes through. It's a different variant. There's like a weird match game where there's tiles that randomly show different like pictures, and then the screen will show a picture, and you need to stand on the tile of the perfect picture. But obviously, the tiles are blank. Yet it's kind of like a memory game. And if you aren't standing on the right tile, disappears. Whew, Bye bye.
That's it.
You're gone. There's ones that are like games where it splits it into team, which I'll say that's my least favorite of all the modes. Because like for a kind of like knockout battle royale kind of game that it is, I don't want to rely on different teams. Like anyway, get that out of here. Got some weird video playing on the screen. Sorry. I didn't like the team ones. The ones that like put the eggs in the net, and the team with the most eggs in the net wins. And like, well, that doesn't take my skill into account. That's just the team's like, skill like in randomness. So now it's like it has nothing to do with me. It's the group as a whole. So I didn't like those levels, but it's kind of hilarious. Like it's obviously it's a great PlayStation Plus game. Like what a great get on PSN's part.
It's 60 players, up to 60.
60, okay, yeah, because it's like it seems like they cut around between 10 and 20 every stage.
Okay,
I've only gotten 4 stages in. Like I think top 20 is the best I've done. But yeah, it's neat. I'd check it out if you got PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, it's coming out also on PC.
I think it's already on PC.
Yeah, I believe. Is it coming to like Switch or Xbox Live? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Like I know it's a PlayStation Plus game, but I know it's also coming obviously to PC. But I wasn't sure if it was also coming to like other platforms.
PS4 and Steam on their homepage.
Okay.
This is all it shows right now. I assume
no word on us.
I guess because it was part of the PlayStation Plus lineup, it's probably like a PS4 timed exclusive for a little bit, like one of these.
That would be my guess.
Probably one of these 3-month, 6-month things.
Because it's a Devolver Digital game.
Yeah, their stuff usually finds its way everywhere.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I'll have to check it out. Like I could believe like the popularity of the game. Within 24 hours, it had over 1.5 million people playing it.
Oh yeah, like I think it's doing quite well on Twitch right now, but so does most news. This is a super streamable game. It's got a little bit of that gang beast. It's very physics heavy, like physics based.
Sure. Like there's
like jumping and diving and grabbing guys, and you can't exactly push people, but you kind of can push people.
You can stop people.
Yeah, you can get in their way. It's
right.
Yeah. It's cute. It's got like a little bubble. I don't know, like a weird, like a jelly kind of character. Yeah, there's different, obviously, cosmetic unlocks. You earn points. You level up. It's every so many levels you get different skin, different colors. I think you earn different skins, but I only hit like level 4 or 5.
Okay.
But there's definitely a shop you could buy different stuff.
Of course, man. You got to monetize.
But yeah, it was neat for a PlayStation Plus game. I had fun. I want to try it multiplayer. So this is the kind of thing I was talking about. If we get that Apollo thing, like schedule a Fall Guys where we all play together, would be kind of fun. I wonder how that works if you play with friends. I guess it just puts you in the same match, but I wonder if it puts like on the team-based type levels. I wonder if it would put you on the same team as your friends.
No idea.
This is a question. Inquiring minds would know. I guess we'll have to find out. Yeah, I preloaded. I saw it on PSN. Also, I actually bought a game on PSN today.
Whoa.
I bought Lego Star Wars, The Force Awakens or whatever. I guess it's the most recent Lego Star Wars one.
Oh, okay.
It was $10 for the deluxe edition. It's like 75% off. The normal version was more expensive than the deluxe one.
Hilarious.
There's a big. Speaking of which, like
there's a big sale on.
There's a big sale on summer sale on PlayStation right now, and a bunch of because my daughter likes the Lego game, and I think I talked about it last week that we started playing Lego Star Wars.
Yep.
And I figured out the damn saving thing with the 360 stuff, but it's like it's also a 360 game, so I'm like kind of want to play a more modern version and see how much better it looks, especially considering they have like the Skywalker saga Lego one coming out later this year. like with all the movies.
Yeah.
So it's not like a collection of the past games. I guess it's technically a new game, but I guess it goes through the whole Star Wars story, like all 9 films.
Right. Huh.
Yeah. Anyway, I bought it for $10. We'll see how that. I didn't play it. I literally just bought it and was like, your credit card's expired, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sakes! And it was like took forever to update my credit card information.
I feel like the last time I tried to do that, it's
just annoying.
It kept telling me like you can't. It was really stupid.
Yeah, they could streamline that.
Rick,
yes,
my Odyssey has come to an end.
He did it.
Oh my gosh,
Cassandra, his mission is over.
Yes, I beat all 3 stories in Assassin's Creed Odyssey on the weekend.
Nice.
So I beat the story. Then I murdered all the cultists.
Yep.
And finished that.
Of course you did.
And then
that's also what you gotta do.
Finished the Atlantis storyline as well. So all of those were done.
What's the other one? The other one's like you and your brother storyline, right?
Yeah, it's like you and your family.
Yeah, and then like you said, killing the cultists and then the whole Atlantis thing.
Yeah. So almost 94 hours.
Wow.
So when I was done, I was looking on Ubisoft on the Uplay, and almost 30 hours precisely
longer than me.
Than you. Yeah. Yeah.
But it was a fantastic journey, right?
It was awesome.
Come on.
I love that game. It ends well. I will say, from a story perspective, I think that this has a way better start to the game than Origins did. But I think that Origins overall was a better story. Like I liked the way that Origins ended, and like it just felt very, like, I don't know, like it was. Like it to me, like the story was like tighter, and it just felt better.
Was it tighter because it was a smaller game?
I don't know.
Not that it was really much of a smaller game, but
it was smaller.
Yeah, I guess with the 3 different storylines, they weren't all quite developed equally at the same time as well.
No, and like it was pretty like. They did some cool stuff in Odyssey. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I liked kind of what they did. I like Cassandra as a character. I think she was fantastic. I liked Bayek as well. Like I said, I think that they started the game better in Odyssey. Like the beginning of Origins is bizarre, and it's so strange why they started the game that way. But I just think like the story as a whole, I like, I don't know, just like there was just something about it with the wife and the child being a part, like just the whole
Bayek was a little bit more of a revenge story.
Yeah,
there's a little more feels.
Yeah, and like I don't know, like, and I just like,
and he was a really cool character. How he was like super respected by everybody.
Yeah.
What was he called again? He had a name. What did they call him?
I want to say a Mystios, but that's what Cassandra's called.
Yeah, which is just a mercenary, right?
Yeah. So, but no,
was Bayek? God damn it! He was something. He was like some kind of police, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's like. Oh God. Assassin's Creed Origins. Oh, he was. He was a Magi.
That's it.
He's one of the last Magi of Egypt.
That's right, the Magi.
Yeah.
Bayek of Siwa.
But no, like I just like the way that it ended with, like, I don't want to spoil it in case people aren't like they're actually playing it and stuff, but like just the way that story wrapped up, I thought was like super well done and like really tight, and I liked it a lot.
Yeah,
and like don't get me wrong, like I think that Origins like story was cool, and like one of the things that I did appreciate and I thought was really neat about Origins is like you could get kind of a quote unquote bad ending depending on the decisions that you made as well. So you could actually get a different ending than I
Yeah.
did.
I think I got the better ending.
Yeah, I got like the good ending or whatever. So, but no, like I just, like it was a really good game. It's incredibly big though. I do feel like they could have edited down a bit and made it a little bit tighter, and I don't think that would have been a bad thing
Yeah.
either, if that makes sense.
That's the problem with open worlds though, right? Like the quality of the overall story is it's gonna depend how well you are at following the storyline. Because if you do the storyline and you let it like sit cold and then you go fuck off and do a bunch of hard stuff, then you might, or like side stuff, not hard stuff, like side story stuff.
Yeah.
And you leave the main storyline cold and you come back to it, you might lose impact in some of the story beats they're trying to deliver. And I think that's the problem with any and all open world games.
Oh yeah.
Is like if you get dragged off, it potentially can negatively affect your overall, impression of just the story as a whole. And like that's the problem with any and all open world games. But then sometimes if you like just drill through the story, then you don't do any of the neat side stuff, then you miss stuff. And it's like it's a fine balance. It's always hard. And that's where like that tightness or looseness of the story really depends on you, because you're in control of that.
Yeah. I mean, I just think that overall though, like you're at the end of the day, like you're telling a story at the same time. And I want, like, I just think that like Origin's story, for me at least, like when I finished that game and I saw credits, if you will, because like that's the other thing I think that's a little bit weird about Odyssey is like you finish the 3 story, like you would think that kind of like, okay, you finished
don't
the
spoil
storylines, like there's but you don't, and that's a little bit something else that's kind of like, okay, so
it is a little weird. I think that's the worst part. Like the Assassin's Creed games have been fantastic with like the story they're telling and the period that they're telling, and the characters. Like Bayek was awesome, Cassandra was awesome. Their stories in that time frame is awesome. The worst parts of those games is when they mix the fucking modern Abstergo fucking Animus bullshit stuff. They've just
I do feel that they did a better job of that in Odyssey. Like I was actually a little bit more intrigued with how they were handling.
Yeah, but they fucked it all up. Like it was going somewhere in the first few games.
Yeah.
And then it just went nowhere, and then it's like they're trying to bring it back, but then it's like now you kind of just don't give a shit. Like it's just weird.
But the thing is that like they kind of ended that story in Assassin's Creed 3.
They did, but they did
like,
such
that
a
was
bad.
Like,
they did a bad job.
And it kind of like every game after that has sort of been right. So, anyways,
that's the weakest. That's the weakest part. You did it.
My Odyssey is over.
Now you can platinum it.
You know what? Nope. Now it's I can only have like one or so of these giant, ridiculous open world games one at a time.
I don't think it's that hard to platinum.
I don't think it is. There's definitely a few things in there that it would take me some time though. Like going around, one of the trophies is going to all of the underwater locations. You have to do all of them.
Ugh.
And like there's enough underwater locations in that game. Like I mean, I guess if you were to pull out a guide and just go do it, it probably wouldn't be too bad. But like I don't care enough about it, and like I don't want to get burnt out on it knowing that Valhalla's coming out in like what 2 months.
Ugh.
Like you know what I mean, like so that's the other thing.
I'm in a boat right now. I don't know how I feel about playing the next couple games right now, knowing that there's going to be the better PS5 versions, and I'm not going to want to play. Well, who am I kidding? I have to play them because we have to talk about them. But at the same time, it's like, freaking Marvel comes out in September. But it's like, well, I just want to kind of wait and play the better version. But I guess the better version now is the PC version. But like, it's like, oh, so fucking annoying. Just release the goddamn fucking consoles. Tell us the fucking price. Quit fucking around.
Just give me a release date so I can take some time off on launch day. That's all I'm caring about right now.
I don't think I have any time off. I might have a day or two left.
Well, I had a whole bunch of just went over all my time off last night, and I had a whole bunch of time set aside because we were supposed to go to Hawaii, and that all got canceled.
Yeah,
So
see,
that like 2 weeks of vacation went poof.
I managed to use mine before all this shit went down, and then my last week of vacation I take off at Christmas time to get almost 2 weeks. The way it works out is I get a lot of time off.
Sure.
Using less time with the holidays and all the stats we get and whatnot.
That's what I did. I added a bunch of time around Christmas.
I missed 4 weeks of vacation. Soon I will get them back.
How many years do you have to?
2 more and I'll have my 4 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what, 7, 8 years?
It's 9.
Oh really?
I know, it's fucking annoying. It's so stupid because I had 4 weeks at my last job. But there was no getting more at my last job. Whereas...
Oh, you can get more than 4 weeks.
Yeah, I'll get 4, and then in another 2 you get 5, and then I think in another 2 you get
What? Lucky.
There is a cap.
I think I max out at my job.
There's a cap, I think, of 6 weeks with our job. But there wasn't a cap for some of the older union guys. I think most of them are retired out by now. But I think a few of them had 8 weeks, if not more.
Wow.
It's kind of like some of the old school bus drivers who literally have 3 or 4 months worth of vacation. And they literally have to hire people just to cover those guys' time off, basically, because they have so much seniority.
Oh, that's awesome and terrible all at the same time.
Yeah, it is. This just sucks. We should only have to work.
Anyways,
we should only have to work 4 days a week. Seriously.
So that's my thing. So now I've moved on. I realized I had not finished Batman Arkham Knight, so I actually have kicked that back off. I figure I may as well. It's the last of the Batman games. I mean, I've played through all of them in the last 8 months or whatever.
You have.
I may as well finish this one to finish out the quadrilogy. So I've started that again. It was a little rough, I won't lie, because it's been so long since I played it, and I was like, how do I control the Batmobile? What am I doing again? What are all the controls? Where's the story at? I almost restarted it. I was like, maybe I'll just restart it on PC and just wipe. But then I was looking through and I was like, you know what? I have put in 15-ish hours. And I actually think that it looks like in that game I can kind of mainline the story.
Yeah.
And I think I don't actually think it's that long if you just mainline the story. There's just a ton of side stuff in that game, and I think if you really if you want and you love playing all that, more power to you. And there's just a ton of that stuff though. Whereas if you want to kind of burn through it, I did a couple story missions and I had already bumped the story forward 10 or 15% on the total, and I was like, oh okay. So we'll see. I don't think I'll probably just stick with that and finish it off at least until Ghost shows up, and then that'll probably be my other dive into big, giant, ridiculous open world game.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I played Last of Us and then I played Ghost, and then it's I'm just so not motivated to play anything on my backlog, and that's why I've fallen into the stupid Destiny freaking rabbit hole. But Dane, with that being said, shall we get into some news and stuff? The news. EA explains why Star Wars Squadrons is $40. Saw a bunch of people talking about this. They're like, "Oh, it must not be a good game."
So
it's only $40.
I don't really know how this is a story.
I don't know either. I almost don't know why I even put it in the outline, but I think I just wanted to talk about Star Wars Squadrons because it looks fucking cool. This story from VG247 by Sharif Saeed. Oh, I think I fuck up his name every time we mention it. EA is not shying away from being flexible with game prices. Those who follow games industry news likely already knew from earlier reports that Star Wars Squadron wouldn't be a full-price $60 game. Motiv's project didn't spend long in development, and it was a perfect candidate to bolster EA's lineup in the fall. Enter Squadrons, a multiplayer-focused $40 game. The lower price essentially tells players that they shouldn't expect a massive game, and that was indeed EA's intention. In a call following EA's Q2 fiscal year 2021 earnings, the publisher was asked why it went with that price as opposed to either of the more common extremes, $60 or free to play. Games all have different scale, and most of our games right now have huge scale, said Chairman Executive Officer Blake Jorgensen. We designed this game to really focus on what we heard from consumers, which is one of their greatest fantasies, and that's to be able to fly an X-Wing fighter, TIE fighter, and be in a dogfight. So it doesn't have the breadth of some of our games, but it is still an incredible game. So that's why we chose to price it at that slightly lower level to allow access to as many people as possible who had Star Wars fantasy. Neat.
I mean, I think anytime you have a big game like this, you run the risk of just because you've priced it cheaper, people think it's a crap.
It's so weird because like if you price it at 60, they would like
complain that it's too short and they don't have enough content.
They would bang the front door down, and then they'd like want to murder your family and all that nonsense because, like you said, it's not enough content. They would have been upset. And then $40, people think it's not that great, but then it's like Cuphead, $20. Like there's amazing games, $10, $20. Like pricing is an indicator how good a game is. So, I'm excited for that. It's still gonna be like $50 Canadian.
Yep, comes out October 2nd.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I want to play that on VR.
Yeah, same.
I look forward to it. Also, I want to talk about Squadrons because it looks fucking cool. Ubisoft sci-fi battle royale game Hyperscape getting full launch in August. We're in August. Look at that. I guess when this story was posted, it was still July and after the last time we talked. This story from Eurogamer by Matt Wales. Hyperscape, Ubisoft sci-fi flavored entry into the increasingly busy free-to-play battle royale market, will be launching on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC on August 11th. Yada, yada, yada. Hyperscape Battle Royale. Cool. They'll have a battle pass.
Sweet.
100-tier battle pass. They'll have some kind of nonsense currency. It is...
Bit crowns.
Pardon?
Bit crowns.
It is free to play. I watched a bunch of streams. It came up on our Discord server. If I'm going to play it, I'm not going to play it. It just does nothing for me. I don't like the art style. I don't like the aesthetic. I don't like the gameplay style. That super long time to kill, frantic kind of bouncing around. Like it reminds me of like an Unreal Tournament, but
with a long time to kill, it doesn't.
But Unreal Tournament was awesome. The city environment looks so drab and like I don't know, and generic. It just doesn't look that good.
So it's not your game.
Yeah, it's not my game, but hey, it's coming out August 11th. Who knows?
Sweet.
No, I'm not even trying it. I could just tell. I just don't care. It's like it doesn't.
I might install it and give it a whirl just because, but
and like speaking of like other news stories, like we'll just talk about it now since we're kind of on the battle royale tip. And I'm just going to move some stuff around here. Like Call of Duty Warzone hit 75 million downloads in less than 5 months.
Wow.
This story from GamesBeat by Dean Takahashi.
I mean, going free to play was sure smart for them.
Absolutely. Battle Pass and free to play. If you got a quality game, man, is moneymaker. Fortnite set this example in motion and make your game different enough for high enough quality. Apex, Warzone, Fortnite. You can survive. There's been a bunch of like flash in the pan want to try and cash in on the battle royales that have like crashed and burned, and it's pretty obvious when you just make some shit that you just throw out there. And to be honest, I kind of feel like Hyperscape is kind of like that. We just want to get on the battle royale fucking thing, and
well, we'll see if it has any lasting.
I don't think it's gonna have. I don't think it's gonna have legs. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. 75 million in 5 months. That's pretty fantastic. Warzone is awesome. I can't believe I'm still fucking playing Call of Duty on a weekly basis till 2 a.m. on weekends. Like I'm still, I don't mention it, but like I play Call of Duty at least twice a week.
Yeah, I see you still playing, and I'm like, damn.
Me and Teacup,
but like, wow.
We played with Truntus one night. We played with him. Because crossplay, maybe he was on PC, maybe he was on his Xbox. I can't remember. But either way, They still play that game. It's fantastic. We play the multiplayer. We jump into Warzone. We get fucking destroyed. We question our freaking place in life. Why do we do this to ourselves? And then we go back to playing the normal mode and winning games and killing people. Because,
I mean, one might say it was Game of the Year last year.
Yeah, well, and they just keep adding maps. They keep adding guns. The battle pass keeps you engaged. Yeah, I got to 100, I think, in the first battle pass.
You did. You poop sucked that battle pass pretty hard.
It's not hard. If I played the game more, I could probably hit 100, but I only like playing it when I'm playing it with other people. And
but you only have time for one battle pass. I mean, you were battle pass burnt out by the time, because you managed to do the Destiny and the Call of Duty.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. I did the two.
Those were the only two games you were pretty much playing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. Speaking of maxing battle passes, I maxed the one in Destiny 2. But
I have no doubt.
Yeah, like, I don't know, like, they have a good thing going. Like, level 15 on with every battle pass, there's 2 new weapons. Like, there's blueprints in Call of Duty, which are like, they're customized versions of guns that exist that have some like unique like mods that you can only get through those blueprints.
And they look cool and whatever.
Yeah, they look cool. Sometimes they might have some like beneficial like perks and whatnot, but for the most part, it's not pay to win as far as I'm aware.
Sure.
But like, level 15, you get a free new gun. Level 31, I think you get the next free gun. Yeah, it goes to 100, but at that point, it's like skins and sprays and charms and operator skins and more blueprints and vehicle skins. It's nothing that really affects the gameplay unless you really want to like show off that you got that level 100 skin or whatever, right?
Right.
I was looking at the battle pass. I have enough points to buy it because I bought they had a starter. They have a starter kit, or is it a starter pack or starter kit? I can't remember. In the store, and it's like $6.99, and you get like 500 credits, and you get like skins and some guns, and it's a really good value, and it's kind of cool looking skin. So I'm like, I'll buy it. And then it's cheaper than buying the battle pass because I already had enough credit. And then I was hovering over buying the battle pass, but I didn't quite buy the battle pass. There's a new character, new skin. They've changed the map. They've added a train. They've opened up the stadium. They've done a bunch of change. Like, they just keep adding and changing. Just doing a fantastic job of supporting the mode and the game in general. I was kind of disappointed by the season 5, like the skins you get for buying the battle. Like, you get a couple instant unlocks.
Sure.
And he's a cool looking dude, like badass, with a beard and stuff, but like, I don't know, it's nowhere near as cool as the ghost skin from a couple battle passes ago with a freaking awesome skull mask. The level 100 skin in the battle pass looks pretty cool, but I'm not going to get to level 100. It's like this really creepy looking girl with like this, like one of those kind of like Army of Two masks, but it's like just flat black.
Oh, that's
and she's
cool.
Like wearing like all like flat black stuff. She kind of looks like an assassin kind of mannequin kind of thing. It's like actually kind of like an eerie looking kind of skin.
Yeah.
It looks really cool, but it's fucking level 100. Doubt I'm going to get to level 100. Especially when I'm like addicted to crack cocaine.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway. Warzone's doing really well. It's good. If you haven't played it, I recommend it. Just even the regular multiplayer. They did fucking COD, man. The game you want to hate. And then it's like they do a good job and they make it good. Speaking of battle royales, Fortnite's added vehicles.
Yes, they have.
And shit. I haven't played it. I had to do the update. I was gonna hopefully try and check it out before we sat down. The story from Eurogamer from Tom Phillips. Fortnite's vehicle update is now live. With it, the game's first 4 proper road vehicles are unlocked. The flatbed bear truck in the video. Speed along. On the downside, you'll need to stop off at one of the island's petrol stations to keep it topped up with fuel. There, players must grab a nozzle and waggle it at the car to fill up.
Oh, jeez.
There are 4 tanks within the car, so a full squad can refuel simultaneously to save time. Another new addition is the game's first radio station. You can switch on or off from within a car. At the moment, the only station available appears to be the mix of in-game music available via Party Royale. Though it sounds like licensed tunes will be featured in the future.
Oh, dude, that's going to be...
As a note given to content creators has warned some music will be copyrighted.
Huh.
Leaks have pointed to several upcoming car-based game modes, including a Mario Kart-esque racing offering and another based on Crazy Taxi. There's no word yet on when these will go live. The Joyride update. Neat.
Huh. It looks interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah, I haven't. Like I said, I haven't had a chance to play it.
I haven't tried it yet. I know a couple of our guys on our Discord were playing it earlier.
It looks cool.
Got a couple battle or wins, so
already, man. I was playing a bunch for a little bit there, and then I guess my niece and nephew, they went on a vacation up island to the lake, and then they haven't been bugging me to play.
They outgrew Fortnite already?
What's that?
They outgrew Fortnite?
No, I'm sure they're still playing. They just haven't bothered me. Or maybe they're banned from it or whatnot. I really want to... I want to play more. I need to unlock some of the characters in the Battle Pass. I wonder when that freaking ends.
Well, I mean, didn't Season 5 just start, like, today?
No, this isn't a new season. This is an update.
Oh, I thought it was
that's
like
Season 5 Call of Duty.
Oh, right. Yeah. I'm getting my fucking Battle Royale games mixed up here.
How could you? There are so few. Like, what the hell? What's wrong with you?
I know.
I'll report back on that next week. Maybe we'll freaking party up in the Discord and do that.
Yeah.
This next story from Polygon from Austin Goslin. BioWare's plan to make Anthem's loot satisfying. We haven't heard from Anthem in a little while. We do know they've been like remaking it. With the massive.
They showed off a few little things here and there, but yeah, like
we don't know when it will be finished. On Friday, though, BioWare revealed the first hints at the kind of improvements players can expect. The developer's first topic of discussion is loot, which is one of the things that we talked about, or like I know I specifically talked about. I thought the loot in Anthem was fucking terrible. Like it was a dumb system, and it wasn't very like satisfying. It like didn't kick that like Diablo-esque like woo shiny. It was just like super anti-climatic. Getting loot in that game was just and then you had to equip it like between missions.
Yeah, so they had changed that the last time I played. You could equip it during the mission. You didn't have to wait all the way to the end. But I'm glad to see that they're making some changes. I mean, we already knew they were making changes, but you know.
In its post, BioWare outlines several bullet points for how it wants to make the loot system better. Among them are things like making loot more immediately rewarding by making all pieces of loot better and making sure that they're viable for players to equip more often. BioWare also wants to make the loot hunting experience a little more specific when the system is updated, rather than making all the loot in the game random, which would make finding just one piece of specific gear an absolute nightmare. BioWare will create loot tables. What? No way. Like every other game that does loot properly. Quests with specific rewards and specialized vendors to sell rare items. All this should make hunting down perfect items significantly easier and more fun. Developers also plan to better balance inscriptions, which are augmentations that could take a piece of gear from useless to outstanding thanks to randomly rolled traits. As an example in the post, BioWare brings up the fact that one inscription increased weapon damage by 225%.
Woo.
A massive number that made this trait a must-have for players obsessed with getting the best gear. They showed a preview of kind of like, you know, your legendary and epic kind of gear coloring. Looks like more digestible, like gear score, like rating windows that were just, the gear was kind of, it was kind of difficult to kind of figure out if it was better or not in the first place, and it was just a mess. That game needed another, clearly, like is happening. It needed another year in the oven, but with stemming from being an EA title, they had to get the crap out. I think that's a big problem with why Anthem kind of fell like.
I don't know if it was necessarily an EA thing or if it was just necessarily like they had been given. I don't know, like
they had so much issues with development. We heard about reboots.
Like I just think that at the end of the day, like finally somebody had said like, okay, look,
get the shit
enough
out.
Is enough. Like we gotta get something out there. You know what I mean? And I think that they just squandered their time, and I think it just So there will be one day a very interesting article/book that will talk about Anthem's development. And I look forward to reading it.
I look forward to seeing the end of this journey. Hopefully they're able to pull it off, because there was some fun stuff in Anthem.
Yeah, it had some neat ideas in certain regards, for sure.
In television, Amico delayed to 2021. This story from GamesIndustry.biz, James Batchelor. And television's return to console manufacturing has been delayed, with its upcoming Amico device now due to launch in April 2021. The console, which specializes in retro-style games, was originally slated for release on October 10th, 2020, in the same quarter as the expected launches of PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. But during an online press event today, the company revealed it had delayed the launch by 6 months to April 15th, 2021. An official release states the decision comes after efforts to overcome the myriad of obstacles and constraints imposed by the global pandemic. The console was first unveiled in October 2018 and was made available for pre-order earlier this year. During its first week, it pre-sold over 10,000 units, with reports that retailers had ordered more than 100,000 units. The device has since raised a further $5.5 million via Fig crowdfunding campaign. Today's event unveiled new details for upcoming Amico games, including Northworm Jim 4 and partnership with Sesame Street and Mattel. It'll be stocked by several major global retailers, including Amazon, GameStop, and Walmart. I will not be buying an Amico.
It's odd to me because like they took such a different take on it. Like they went with the whole nothing over a teen rated game will like showing up on the platform. Like it's a very interesting sort of just it's an interesting take on releasing a new console. I don't know. It's very, very small child friendly, I feel like. But I'm still curious to see what it looks like when it finally does come out and whether or not it'll actually be successful or not.
Looking at the more stories here. 2 months ago, Xbox co-founder Jay Allard heads up in television. Did we miss this? Or did no one talk about this?
I feel like I definitely remembered hearing about it.
This is back in May. Fuck, I thought Jay Allard was fucking dead.
No.
He disappeared. Yeah, he's part of Intellivision in the Amico. Interesting.
Yeah.
Fuck, I mean, that's old school.
Yeah.
Oh, nothing to say there. Good luck. It does nothing for me. I'm interested to see it, but I'll let other people gamble with their hard-earned cash on that one.
Yeah.
I feel like if that system released now or like a couple months ago,
oh man, can you imagine?
They probably would have garnered like some like pandemic bump, like so many things are.
Yeah, especially like entertainment when people are stuck.
Because like that's the one thing, like we've all been like, oh man, everyone's gonna be out of work. Like let's not forget, like a lot of people are gonna be losing jobs, and the damage of all this whole pandemic bullshit is we're too close to see what's really fucked up and gonna like not survive coming out the other end of this.
Yeah.
But like on the other hand, there's a lot of people who couldn't go on vacation, and now you have $5,000 you can spend on whatever the fuck you want. And human beings are irresponsible fucking twats. And people aren't doing what they should be doing with the money. They're buying boats and motorbikes and RVs and stupid shit.
Some people are.
Yeah, but a lot of these sectors are like going crazy with sales. And, you know, it's
man, Rolls Royce sales are up this year.
Everything like is it's weird when there's so much unemployment, but at the other end of the spectrum, there's so many people with like throwaway money, or they're just using their emergency money and just like pissing it out the window. I don't fucking know.
But I also think that you have to remember that there's at the high end, the people that are rich as hell, they're just getting more rich off of this whole thing. So,
yeah. That's
you
true.
know, so hearing like Ferrari and these companies are like doing gangbusters doesn't really surprise me at all.
It's kind of gross.
It's the same thing that happened back in 2008 when like that crash happened, right? It's all the people at the bottom that get fucked, and all the people at the top just walk away making way more money. So,
and then the ones in the middle get to carry it all on our back.
Yeah, we get squeezed. You get fired, and then you get rehired at a lower rate.
I'm waiting for the pandemic tax.
Yeah,
well, it's just going to be a temporary tax.
Yeah,
sure it is. Right. Moving along. I'm going to make a t-shirt with that. Moving along. Ubisoft signs multi-year partnership with cloud gaming provider Parsec. Publisher used Parsec to allow over 1,000 journalists. I wasn't one of those 1,000 motherfuckers.
Canadian.
Mo-effers. A few Canadian people got in on the sessions. I emailed them about that, and it's like, yeah, thanks.
It's probably during the middle of the day when we didn't have time anyways.
Guys didn't think about me. Yeah, it's all the streamers and YouTubers and people who sit at home anyway, but whatever. To remotely play Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Watch Dogs Legion, Ubisoft has signed a long-term partnership with Parsec, a provider of game streaming technology. According to the Parsec blog, a multi-year deal will see the Assassin's Creed publisher using its tech to power in-game experiences, demos, events, and other projects.
I mean, I heard on other people that were using this tech, apparently it worked really well. Like people that were using it were saying like it was probably the best streaming tech they'd ever used.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, that sounds awesome. It sounds like this is quite a bit different than like the way that like GeForce Now and Stadia and stuff works though. Like this is apparently Parsec allows them to have like smaller data centers closer to more people, and you're streaming essentially like a full virtual machine versus like technology sitting on top of a virtual machine.
Streaming a stream of a video.
Yeah, like
that you're playing remotely with latency.
So essentially, like, yeah, in their my understanding of their technology is that you're essentially remoting into a PC and then running everything that way, and then of course, but their technology allows that virtual PC to be like the lag and everything to work really well. So it's interesting tech. I'd love to try it one day, but like the thing is like they do so much more than just like video games and stuff. Like their whole thing is like trying to get virtual PCs and people working in offices and working virtually so that they can have virtual desktops and so on and so forth and actually have it be useful.
Yeah.
So a lot of people initially were like, "Oh my God, Stadia, and like everybody should be," and it's like, yeah, this is quite a different thing.
Yeah, this is clearly for private, for work, and for like these demos and experiences.
Yeah. So and then on top of that, like let's be honest, like Ubisoft pretty much throws their hat in the ring with anybody new. Like
yeah, because this isn't exactly like it is a technology that you could say is kind of like Stadia and whatnot. But it's not a consumer facing. It's not scaled up for like hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands of people. Like it's for like a secure, like working or like in this instance, demo experience.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. So
That's neat. But I didn't get to try it. Maybe we will in the future, in the coming months here.
I mean, don't worry. You can go create your own account and try it if you want. So there you go.
That's the weird thing. It's like, here, try our Parsec demo of a PS5 game. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
but I mean, it's like, if you can't bring everybody into like.
But how's that gonna look? How's that turn out for like the compression and stuff? Like.
Well, that's like I said. Like my understanding from the people that were there, they said it was surprisingly good. I mean, it's still not the same as being in front of a screen.
Of course, so that's what I mean.
The reality of it, you know.
It's like, am I seeing a 4K quality stream? But like, with that high quality of stream, like, is there like way worse latency?
YouTube 4K.
Yeah, like it's interesting. Anyway,
yeah,
that's neat. Good for Parsec. I know someone was like, "Oh, this is bad for Stadia." It's like, well, no, this is not a competitor for Stadia. What's bad for Stadia is fucking xCloud coming to Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah.
Logitech reveals new next-gen ready racing wheel, the G923.
I'm not gonna lie, this wheel looks fucking dope.
This story from IGN. By Luke Riley. Logitech has unveiled a new racing peripheral set, the Logitech G923 racing wheel and pedals. The wheel has one name but will come in two versions, one for PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X, and one for PC, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5. Fuck off. Can you just not make one that works on all of them, like you fucking dinks?
Nope.
Subject to final Sony PlayStation product approval.
My understanding, when I read something about this, had to do with Microsoft's wireless technology.
Well, this is not wireless. This is plugged in.
This one plugs in? Oh, then
they all plug in. All the steering wheels are hardwired.
Stupid.
As far as I know, they're all.
It has to be a licensing thing. It has to be a licensing thing.
They just don't want it to work on all.
It can't work on everything. It can only work on PC or our hardware. Like,
yeah, you got to license it for Xbox and license it for PlayStation.
Yeah,
but neither of them will approve a device that'll work on both.
Yeah, it's shitty.
Yeah, I want a steering wheel. If I could get a steering wheel that worked on all the consoles, I would own a steering wheel. But I'm not fucking buying two.
Yeah.
And the problem is there's racing games I want to play on PlayStation, and there's racing games I want to play on Xbox. And there's definitely racing games I want to play on PC.
Yep.
And if I could play it, fuck you guys. Seriously. Fuck you, Sony. Fuck you, Xbox.
It's also an incredibly expensive, like, let's be honest, this is a $530 wheel in Canada.
Yeah, well, but if it worked on everything, it would be worth it.
Yeah. It's a dope. It's got like some crazy force feedback. They're calling it next gen force feedback.
Ooh, next gen. Is it like HD?
Yeah. No. It's called True Force. Yeah.
IGN has just been supplied.
To feel the road along
IGN
level features of the race car.
IGN has just been supplied a G923 and will return with impressions in the coming days.
So yeah.
And I should email Logitech. Hey. Send me a wheel.
A new high-definition force feedback system that dials into the game's physics and audio engine to deliver an ultra-realistic experience, and they are dubbing it True Force. So there you go.
Nice.
It,
looks cool.
Playing a racing game with like a good wheel is
it's awesome.
But
so awesome.
I don't have anywhere to put that shit. So
Sony news. This comes from PlayStation blog, so not really going to... From basically the extension of Sony's PR department. PlayStation 5 answered a bunch of questions on compatible PS4 peripherals and accessories. Basically, a bunch of stuff from PS4 works with PS5, but only with PS4 games.
Yeah.
So your controllers will work with PS5, but they won't work with PS5 games, but they'll work with PS4 games you're playing on PS5. So it's cool, not cool. I guess it makes sense. The DualSense has a bunch of features that DualShock does not have. So from that aspect, it does make sense. I guess it's better than in the past when stuff just didn't work at all. So at least
I'm sure there'll be a bunch of that too.
Yeah. But at least you can still use your existing controllers if you were to your second and third controllers. If you say, sold your PS4 to upgrade, and selling extra controllers with your consoles is like you're literally just giving away. And considering how expensive controllers are, you're kind of better off, especially considering like the DualShock 4 and stuff will work with your cell phone for xCloud, or will work with your PC like perfectly well.
Right.
Like, when you sell your PS4 to get the money for a PS5, like, don't just throw away those second and third controllers for nothing, because you really don't get much more money for like throwing them in there. You're just kind of the person buying is the one who's really winning.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a neat little kind of FAQ where they go through all this stuff with the PlayStation camera, the Move controllers, and whatnot. Like,
so that's all going to work with PlayStation VR on PS5. Although apparently you're going to need a adapter for the camera, because the camera's got that stupid proprietary little nub,
which they don't have on the PS5.
I don't know why the fuck they would have done that to begin with. But anyways, Sony, and they love their proprietary shit. They also said the Platinum and Gold wireless headsets, as well as third-party headsets that connect via USB port or audio jack, will work on PS5. But the Headset Companion app is not compatible with PS5.
Yeah.
Which made a lot of people on Twitter and on the interwebs start asking whether or not the PlayStation 5 has an optical out. Which...
Really?
That would suck. Yeah.
You don't need an optical out for those headsets.
No.
You do for the other ones, yeah.
But the way that it was saying, as well as third-party headsets that connect via USB port or audio jack.
Yeah, because some of them use the optical, right, for the surround sound.
Right. So that's what they're saying. Like, so a bunch of people were speculating that they're wondering if the PS5 has an optical out or not.
I feel like it would, wouldn't it?
I would hope it does. But I believe Microsoft has flat out said that the Xbox Series X does not. So I don't know.
Few people use it, to be honest. But then,
fuck you, I use it.
I know, but you're in the minority. Like, but that's the thing. Like, to get surround sound now, like, if you have an amplifier, you have to go through your amp. So. Right. Now, if you don't have a 4K amp, you got to update your amp as well. So it's like the workaround was you could use an optical wire, and who cares what your amp is?
Yeah. So now you'll have to, if this is true, then you'll be stuck using the HDMI return channel. But we'll find out. I'm hoping that that's just speculation. It's only rumor at this point. Nothing has been confirmed. But
they call it ARC, right?
Yeah, audio return channel.
That doesn't always work.
Oh, it's super finicky and it sucks.
Yeah, it does suck.
Because I was trying to get it working on mine, and I just gave up and plugged in an optical, and I was like, fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
So yeah, have a read through that link if you want to know what's up, what's on the up and up. Spider-Man is coming to Marvel's Avengers, but as a PlayStation exclusive, world exclusive. Where is Jeff Keighley with this one? Seriously, what the hell, man? This story from Eurogamer by Matt Wales. It apparently leaked on one of the gaming sites that this was a benefit before Sony came out, or like a exclusive, and they're like, no, that was a whoopsie, and then Sony's like, oh, by the way, Spider-Man's coming.
Yeah.
In another burst of news, it's sure to vex Xbox and PC players. Sony has shared details of yet more Marvel Avengers PlayStation exclusives, including special in-game events, rewards, 30-day early access to certain cosmetics for all heroes, following yesterday's news that Spider-Man will be PlayStation exclusive when he joins the Avengers roster next year. Square Enix has revealed that PlayStation owners will also get a 30-day exclusive access to Legendary Outfit, Legendary Emote, Epic Takedown, and Nameplate for every new hero upon their release. This includes all 6 launch day heroes.
Huh.
Additionally, has outlined a new blog post introducing the game's community challenges, essentially events that require players to work together on a large scale to accomplish a goal and earn rewards. Developer Crystal Dynamics has confirmed it's prepping a series of community challenges that will only be available to PlayStation players. And that's not all. PlayStation Plus subscribers will receive a free bundle containing a rare outfit, nameplate, and 100 credits with the arrival of each new post-launch hero. Starting with Hawkeye, they'll receive a special Miss Marvel bundle on launch day. Well, all this exclusively with all this I can't read. Will all this exclusivity malarkey tempt players on other platforms over to PlayStation? Or will it simply encourage them to punt Marvel's Avengers from their wish list and spend their cash elsewhere? With a launch date of September 4th, we'll find out soon enough. I think this is going to swing a lot of people over to PlayStation.
Dude, as somebody who was totally planning on buying this on PC, when they were like, "Oh, you're only going to be able to play as Spider-Man on on PlayStation," as somebody who owns both, like, I'm super conflicted because I know I'm going to be able to play it way more if I buy it on PC, but I want to play as fucking Spider-Man because he's like one of my favorite superheroes.
And like, yeah, he's fucking awesome.
Like, so yeah, so chances are I'm gonna have to buy it on PlayStation.
Like, see, like, I wonder if there's gonna be some kind of, but then, like, is there gonna be some kind of cross-save thing with PC and you can have that content on PC, or no, because it's exclusive to PlayStation, they won't do that.
My understanding is it's exclusive to PlayStation. There was a whole other thing.
It's so annoying, man. It's gonna be 30 frames a second. It's gonna be fucking slideshow compared to pretty PC version. So
I don't know where the article was, but I was reading an article today where Crystal Dynamics was explaining why it was PlayStation exclusive and that it was not their decision. And they essentially said, like, look, Sony owns like Spider-Man on, and it's up to them to put it where they want. And they said, we want to put it on PlayStation and we don't want to license it elsewhere for other platforms. And their hands are tied. Like, it's got nothing to do with them, you know.
What they could have done if Crystal Dynamics wasn't total money grubbing douchebags, they could have just not done Spider-Man.
Well, it's not Crystal Dynamics' fault. It's fucking Square Enix. Let's be honest. So
it's lame.
I think it's super shitty. I think it's a shitty move for everybody that's like, obviously everybody that's not a PlayStation player, right?
Yeah, like, to be honest, like, I was probably gonna play on PC. I got like some freaking price error on the Xbox version of it. And I was like, well, if I play the Xbox version, I know the Series X version or the One X version is going to be the best console version because of power. And I was like, well,
except then you remember it's cross, like, it's going to be coming out on, you know.
And then they're like, oh, you buy the PS4, you get the PS5 version. So the PS5 version will probably be pretty dope. But and it's like, we played our demo last year was on a PC, right? Wasn't it?
I believe
we played with controller.
They were on dev kits, but we were playing with PlayStation controllers.
Yeah, but they were essentially PCs, right?
Yeah.
So, it's
shitty for everybody else. But like, I understand Sony's trying to get, like, they're trying to build value for the PlayStation, right? So they're trying to say, like,
it's a brilliant move. It's just a shitty move when we want to play it somewhere else.
Right.
But we also want Spider-Man because Spider-Man's fucking awesome.
Yeah. So, speaking of which, apparently that is in, like, if you're super cool, there's like early beta happening now. And I believe this weekend is the pre-order beta.
This weekend is the pre-order beta.
Yeah.
Hey, trick, just pre-order the game so you get a code and then you can play it this weekend if you're that eager. You can cancel your pre-order. It's really difficult.
And then next weekend
was Xbox.
So the following weekend is, I believe, is in the PlayStation Plus beta. And then I believe the following weekend is the open beta across.
No, I think it was the Xbox pre-orders. Then it was Xbox pre-orders. No,
I don't know.
And then it was, and then it's like open to everyone, like in 3 weeks or something.
Yeah.
So the next following few weekends, you'll be able to play Avengers for yourself.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that there was a super cool early media one. Otherwise, I would have been bugging people for it. Which makes sense to what like everyone was like talking like on a lot of news sites and podcasts. People were like, I'm playing something I can't talk about. They're pulling fucking Rico. I was like, oh, we were talking about fucking Marvel because everyone released their stories today about it. I played the beta super early.
So just to clear up any, beta program begins August 7th for PlayStation 4 owners who have pre-ordered the game and will be available until the 9th. Then on the 14th, the beta will be available for all PlayStation 4 owners and run through the 16th. Then for those who pre-ordered on Xbox One and PC, the beta will begin on August 14th and run through the 16th. Then on the 21st, the beta program will be open to everybody and run till the 23rd. So there you have it.
Cool. I reached out. Maybe we'll get early access. I don't know.
We'll see.
It's too late for this week, so everyone's going to play it this weekend anyway. I'm sure we'll talk about it soon.
Oh, yeah.
PlayStation 4 sales pass 112 million. This story from VentureBeat from Mike Minotti. Sony announced that it has now sold over 112.3 million PlayStation 4 consoles. The news came as part of Sony's latest financial results, which is for the quarter ending June 30th. That number was at 110 million the last time Sony reported it in May. Well, so they definitely slowed down. Still pretty impressive numbers. Since then, it has become one of the most successful consoles of all time. The PlayStation 2, which sold over 155 million units, is the only home console that has it beat. PlayStation 4 sales will likely slow down. Well, they clearly have, because like in one quarter they only did less than 2 million. So people already know. They're like, they're not buying a PlayStation. There's a new one coming. Sony also revealed that 74% of its sales during the quarter were digital. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's huge.
EA released like its numbers earlier today, and they were talking, and like over 40% of their money is coming from freaking DLC add-ons from like digital sales and stuff, and it's like,
EB Games,
they put that shit in there.
EB Games and retail executives must be like fucking crying or sweating bullets right now. Talk about like the perfect storm for like forcing people to like adopt digital. It's like, hey, you can buy this game digitally, or you could risk dying to go to the store and get the stupid physical version.
Yeah.
It's just like, talk about like the perfect like storm for like forcing people to go digital. It's ridiculous. Stupid.
Yeah.
Though the PlayStation 4 is never going to top the PS2, it is way more profitable in the fact that it has digital stores and streaming, which is things the PS2 never had.
Yeah, you're probably right. They also noted that over 45 million people are currently subscribed to PlayStation Plus. Which is a huge jump.
Remember when PS4 and Xbox One were like launching? Oh, consoles! Nobody needs consoles anymore. This is gonna be the last generation of consoles, and it's like they both did pretty decently. Well, the PS4 did gangbusters, but like, the Xbox One is like not a failure by any means.
Yeah, I'm getting real tired of this whole like them playing chicken with the price, though. Fuck, just announce that shit already, and like announce the release date, for crying out loud.
It is annoying. It does suck.
Yeah.
500, 600, October, November.
Yeah.
Is Xbox going to like sneakily come out first?
Who knows? I mean, I'm beginning to get a little concerned because back at CES, AMD announced, like, they made a statement saying that their upcoming like big Navi, like Navi 2, which is the technology.
Yeah, big Navi. It's my homie, big Navi.
They announced that technology, like those video cards, will be releasing before the new consoles. They've said that, and as of right now, last rumor that I heard was that they're gonna have an event in October.
So that's the AMD video card?
Yes. they're talking about having an event in October to talk about, Navi 2.
I don't want to wait until October to build a fucking PC. God damn it.
So that's like my whole thing is like, shit, if they're not like, and I mean, obviously things change, and of course it's all rumors, so who the fuck knows? But assuming those rumors are true, that would mean that the rumor was October 7th for the Navi announcement. So who knows what that means? Like, if you're announcing, chances are that you're probably going to be launching not for like another month after that. So like that's got to put the new consoles towards the middle to the tail end of November, which I really don't like, because like I hate the idea of getting that close to Christmas, because you start pushing into the tail end of November and like everybody's going to want these like before they released in like, what was it? October? Was it September or October last time they launched the console? Like PlayStation 4?
It was November. I think it was November, the PS4.
Was it?
They were both November, within a week of each other too, I believe.
You're right. November 15th in North America. Okay, so I mean, I guess if they're on that same track.
They don't care about your holiday spending, Dane.
No, I'm not talking about my holiday spending. I'm just talking about trying to get a hold of shit, right? Like,
yeah. Well, they increased the numbers. They're going to sell like gangbusters.
But assuming that, because like, let's be honest, like pre-orders are going to be a gong. Like the whole thing is just a gong show.
It is a gong show.
Release the frickin'. Anyways.
Release the Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
Release the PS5 cut.
Exactly.
Stupid pop filter on my stupid mic moving around. Nintendo news. Pikmin 3 Deluxe was announced today for Switch. Little surprise, hey, let's just tweet news out because we're Nintendo and we don't have a Nintendo Direct and we don't give a fuck about anything anymore.
Yeah, Nintendo, they're like, fuck them.
This story from Gamatsu from Sal Romano. Pikmin 3 Deluxe announced for Switch, due out on October 30th. Nintendo has announced Pikmin 3 Deluxe, an enhanced version of the... Excuse me.
That's the Wii U game, right?
Yeah.
So they're essentially releasing the Wii U game with all of the extra content, and they're also adding some exciting new features.
Ooh.
They're doing a two-player co-op mode. There's new adventures, so go it alone or team up with a friend to take on brand new prologue and epilogue stories. They've also added some quality of life improvements, they're saying, and also a Picopedia. So
I love the Picopedia.
Yeah. So there you
Pikmin
go.
games are great. I never really got into them. I wish I did.
Yeah, they're definitely strange. It's a full $60 game because Nintendo.
Hey, it's all the content, man, from the Smash Wii U hit.
That's like how old's that game now? 5 years?
Said 2013.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. And they're going to release it for $60 for, well, sorry, $80 Canadian. So it's a full price game.
Yeah. Well, Pikmin's a good, I know people love Pikmin. Like, it's a good franchise. So the one disappointing thing is that, like, this made people think about, oh, well, maybe they're not going to, people were expecting a surprise direct in August. Like, crazy, everyone's expecting Nintendo to drop some bombs soon here. And they're like, this doesn't bode well. Or maybe this is just an announcement they don't feel like it's an old game.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe we still have a direct coming. Maybe we have like this Mario collection coming. Maybe we have some exciting Nintendo games to get super excited about this winter. But this had some people worried because they're like, October 30th for a Pikmin. This doesn't bode well. Xbox news: Battletoads incoming. August 20th with Xbox Game Pass. This story from Xbox News Wire, which is basically Xbox's PR site, if you were not aware. It's basically the Xbox blog, like the PlayStation blog, but the Xbox version. This story from Adam Park, head of brand and licensing at Rare. It's been quite a while, 26 years in fact, but long at last, the Battletoads are ready to morph, leap, and smash their way back into the limelight for a new adventure helmed by, how do you say that, Delala Studios?
Sure.
And supported by series creator Rare. Partnership first teased during the Xbox E3 2018 briefing. Yeah, Battletoads is back. There's a new official release date trailer. It looks neat. You either love or hate the art style. It's cartoony. It's not that 16-bit or 8-bit pixelized graphics like the original.
You know what this reminds me of? This looks like all the cartoons that are on fucking TV now. Like this looks like the same art style as like the new Ninja Turtles.
The super exaggerated. We can't draw real good.
Yeah,
so
I don't know. Not my jam. Like it. I think it looks good because it's like high def. Like I think it looks pretty from that perspective, but I don't like the art style, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think it looks alright. It's just cartoony.
Yeah.
Battletoads was fucking brutal back in the day.
It looks like this one's not gonna be easy. This looks very it's got the levels where you gotta jump over shit. They're adding it looks interesting.
The speeder bike level throwback.
Oh yeah. The terrible humor seems like it's there.
I'm pretty sure I beat Battletoads back in the day, but I remember it was a fucking bitch. It was not an easy game.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the hardest for sure.
That's good. Cool news. It's on Game Pass, so
you can preload now if you want. It's funny because I was on my PC last night and I was in the Xbox app and it said it released on freaking August or July 31st, and I was like, shit, Battletoads is
already? Play Battletoads.
So I like freaking preloaded or like I clicked install because I was like, shit, cool. And then I realized like that nope, it's just because on the site right now it says release date 2020-07-31, which is clearly wrong. So apparently I have Battletoads ready to play. So
yeah, that I felt for that with the Flight Simulator.
Right.
It was in the store too. I'm like, I want to play Flight Simulator. I think that's soon, isn't it? This week or next week? Maybe the week after? I don't know.
Yeah, it's very soon. Yeah, so
cool news. That's exciting. It's on Game Pass. I'll play it.
Yeah, give it a whirl.
Halo Infinite. Some news about Halo came out after the Xbox briefing, Series X briefing they had last week. People were dying for Halo news. Rumors were swirling. This story from Gamatsu from Sal Romano again. Halo Infinite multiplayer free to play. Supports 120 frames per second on Xbox Series X. Halo Infinite will be free to play and support 120 frames per second on Xbox Series X. I fucking hate that where they have the headline and then they just repeat it in the first line and I'm reading the same thing twice. Like, god damn it. I'm going to stop doing that. Publisher Microsoft and developer 343 Industries confirmed. United Kingdom retailer Smith's Toys prompted the confirmation after its Xbox Series X newsletter page was the first to mention the unannounced information. Whoa, sleeky leaky, you in trouble. The legendary Halo series returns with the most expensive Master Chief program yet and groundbreaking free-to-play multiplayer experience. This sounds like they were like ran some freaking shit they shouldn't have for their their pre-order stuff a little ahead of the gate. They're out of the gate a little early. Anyway, Microsoft will announce further details at a later date. But yeah, free-to-play fucking multiplayer on Halo Infinite. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm curious if this is going to be all the multiplayer, if this is going to be like their
Battle Royale mode, their Warzone mode. Yeah.
I think
because that's the thing. COD has free-to-play, but it's just the Battle Royale mode. It's not the regular multiplayer. They're hoping the crack cocaine hit of playing the one mode is going to get you to buy the other, right?
Yeah, or I think they also know that there's lots of people that are never going to play the single player or the other game modes. They just want to play the Battle Royale.
It's also 75 million people freaking buying your stupid Battle Pass and cosmetics and bullshit. So, hey.
Yeah, I'm very curious. I mean, sure, why not?
That's neat. I think it's brilliant. I honestly think most multiplayer modes should be free to play. First hit's free, man. Works for the drug dealers.
It's something, that's for sure.
This next story from Kotaku. Xbox's new streaming service doesn't look likely for iPhone and iPad users. A story from Luke Plunkett.
No, it's not looking good.
When Microsoft announced that its Project X Cloud game streaming service was coming to Xbox Game Pass, it only mentioned Android phones and tablets, despite the fact that xCloud has also been in testing on iOS devices. Any iOS users hoping this was an oversight, something that might be fixed or revealed at a later date, should note that xCloud's iOS testing platform closed down today, making an Apple release for the streaming service pretty unlikely. That doesn't seem fucking right.
It's Apple. It's got to do with Apple's stuff and their licensing and all their rules about
that's right.
Yeah.
As The Verge report, Apple has a history of being weird about other companies releasing game streaming services on the App Store.
Yep.
Google Stadia only has a management app on iOS, not the streaming service itself. While back in 2018, even Valve had trouble getting its Steam Link app released. Exact reasons for Microsoft bailing iOS haven't been made clear, but you can likely take your pick from any number of restrictive App Store policies, from those governing in-app purchases to restrictions on how remote clients are employed by apps.
Yeah. They're also weird about things like just remote desktop apps. Like, they're okay with you using RDP to connect to like your home PC or like a server at your work. But as soon as you want to connect to, like, say, the Azure cloud or anything like that, hell no, it's a no-go. So this doesn't surprise me at all. It sucks because
it does suck.
There's
Apple's
over
a huge market.
There's over a billion iDevices out there. Like, that's a huge market, which is precisely why Apple is so anal about keeping their walled garden walled, right? But this is their whole idea, I think, in this particular case, is like, they're like, we have Apple Arcade. There you go.
Because it's so awesome.
Yeah. But like, yeah, it doesn't surprise me, unfortunately. I think it really sucks, because I think that there's a lot of people out there that are iOS users, and like, they're going to want to use this and they can't. I'm not gonna lie. There was a part of me that, like, looking at the rumors that are coming out about the new iOS, like iPhone 12, looks dope, looks really, really cool. But shit like this, like, I don't want to deal with this on a somewhat frequent basis. Whereas, like, I might get the app, it might work, and nope, it's not going to. Like, I might not be the biggest, like, person right now when it comes to streaming. But like, what happens if, like, in a year the streaming shit all works really well, and like, I want to, you know what I mean? I buy like a cool like handset for my phone, and I can use it on the go on a regular basis. Like, if that's not available to me, like that just being completely not available to me, or having to purchase some cheap Android device to try and get around this, like, that sucks, man. Like, that's a shitty way to go about it for your customers. Like,
yeah, well, like you said, though, it's not Microsoft's fault.
No, it's not.
They'd gladly have it there.
Oh, it's just like Stadia. Everybody has been, from day one, they've been clamoring, asking Google, like, asking Stadia, like, when's the iPhone app going to come?
That's enough, man. That's enough to kill these things from really taking off. Yep. Especially with the uptake with Apple product. Like we mention every week, rate and review us on Apple Podcasts.
I know.
Because their marketplace dominates the listings and the charts. So if you crack that egg with the getting lots of reviews or a decent amount of reviews in a short amount of time, you float up to the top. And then once you're at the top forever. It doesn't fucking move. The top of the charts, just like, you get that burst of reviews and stuff. And it's just like their apps, their games, and unfortunately, Apple dominates all those lists, and it really makes cracking into these things difficult. And then you don't have Stadia and you don't have xCloud. Well, you can consider those platforms dead. Because when one of the biggest sectors of devices that can use your product doesn't exist. Like,
it's
just an uphill battle.
You also have to remember that when it comes to app stores, on average, Apple users, iOS users, spend significantly more money on the app, like on average on the App Store. So right there, you tend to, that tends to be a market that has more money that it was willing to spend. So like by not having access to that, it's a problem. I don't know. I think that we're going to be seeing, due to what's happening right now, I think that, I don't know.
Boo Apple.
No, I think they do some really great things, but I also think that they're very monopolistic when it comes to a lot of this type of stuff.
Well, that's the thing. This is definitely isn't for their users. This is just to protect their marketplace.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's absolutely anti-customer decision.
Well, it's anti-competitive is what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is, right? It's they don't want any of their competitors to even get a toehold at all. Can
you get around to running Stadia through Chrome on an iOS device?
I don't believe so. I'm not sure. I am honestly not sure, because I think it might need some sort of plugin. No, because it would run. Well, no, it only runs in Chrome. I'm not sure. I honestly don't know. So like, yeah, it sucks either way.
Moving along. That's it for news. Public service announcements. PlayStation announced a state of play for tomorrow.
Cool.
August 6th.
That's got nothing to do with PlayStation 5.
Well, there may be some updates to independent games that were on PlayStation 5,
God.
but yeah. Temper the expectations. No PS5 news. No hardware. No nothing. Just this is a third-party indie games from June. Anyway,
there won't be any updates around hardware, business, pre-orders, or dates either. Like,
yeah. Temper your expectations, people.
Oh man,
these guys are learning. You can't fucking do anything.
Yeah,
you gotta announce all your announcements of the surprise announcement.
I mean, hey man, at this point, like, we're so deep into this. Anytime Sony says like, hey, we're gonna have an announcement, you expect that to be, here's the price, here's the fucking release date. Like, we're into August, for crying out loud.
This state of play will run around 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I guess we got a lot of indie shit to talk about. This is from IGN and Adam Bankhurst, by the way, this story. So, unfortunately, we're recording now, and we will not be able to talk about this until next week. So, but yeah, public service announcements. If you're watching this live on Twitch, that's tomorrow, August 6th. Speaking of August 6th, last year I may have been on a little tiny show called Kind of Funny Games Daily. That was a year ago. Tomorrow. Wow. By the time this podcast release in the podcast feeds is a year ago. That's crazy, man.
Jeez, time flies, eh?
I know, it feels like it was yesterday. Epic Game Store freebie this week. Wilmot's Warehouse. If you're watching this live, you've got time to grab this week's 3 free games: 20XX, Barony, and Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery. But if you're listening to the podcast, you missed out. You're able to download Wilmot's Warehouse. What the hell does this game look like?
Sort of a puzzle game?
Wilmot's Warehouse is a puzzle game about keeping a warehouse running in tip-top shape. Just remember where you put everything, because when the service hatch opens, you need to find the things people want quickly to earn the coveted performance stars.
Huh. That looks kind of interesting.
That's weird. Anyway, it's free. Add it to your collection.
Of course. Why wouldn't you?
And this brings us to our final section of the day, of the show, of the episode 266. Our free-for-all section. Netflix is reportedly working on an animated Splinter Cell series.
Fuck yeah.
This story from Eurogamer by Miggity Matt Wales. Netflix is reportedly working on an animated Splinter Cell series with John Wick writer on board.
Hell yeah, baby. Let's do it.
Ubisoft might seemingly be doing its damnedest to deflate the dreams of Sam Fisher fans across the globe who've been pining for the return of Splinter Cell in video game form for years now.
7 years, baby. 7 years.
But there may be some small solace in a new reports that streaming service Netflix is turning the beloved stealth franchise into an animated series. The news comes from a report by Variety, whose sources suggest Netflix and Ubisoft have teamed up to produce 2 seasons. That's 16 episodes of Sneaky Sam Fisher action. That John Wick writer Derek Kolstad will serve as writer and executive producer on the show. There are no additional details at present, so no indication of how much of the game's DNA might make it over to the animated form intact. Will, for instance, Sam Fisher be voiced by fan favorite Michael Ironside? Will the shadowy third echelon return? Beard or no beard? Anyway, that's kind of cool.
I bring it on. I would love to see this as like a mature animated stuff.
Oh,
like
John Wick writer, I would expect it to be.
And I mean, who knows? Because
Castlevania
right now, Netflix and Ubisoft, neither one of them have said anything about this. So this is still very much speculation and rumor at this point.
Yeah.
I hope it's true. I think it would be rad, even if it just to gain enough attention to get another video game, because 7 years is an awful long time to leave such a cool series just hanging out there, not having I'm still in awe that they haven't.
You know what it is
Blacklist again, man. I'm like, holy shit! I can't believe they haven't fucking made another one of these. Like,
I know what it is. It's Ubisoft. Women don't sell. Sam Fisher's a bitch. You heard it here first. That's why they're not making another one. I'm just kidding. Sam Fisher's pretty awesome, but I thought that was kind of funny.
I think it has to do with the fact that they haven't figured out a good way to turn them into a freaking like open world game, and I think they're thinking too hard about like everything they do is like.
That's true. Everything's Far Cry.
Yeah, and I think that style of game doesn't. Like, it's okay for little bits and pieces, but to try and make a whole game around it, I just don't know that it would. Like I said last week, I think the tighter, more like setup experiences are required.
They're very handcrafted levels, infiltration points and so forth, and sneaking around. That doesn't really play out in open world very well.
Yeah,
when random shit can happen.
So.
But I like Splinter Cell. I welcome its return.
Same.
Dane, with that being said, I think we've got an episode 266 in the gigabits and in your ear holes.
Woo!
Thank you, everyone, for sticking around. Thank you for watching us live if you're here. Thank you for the subs if you resubbed.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at RickFNoKRICF.
You can come hang out with me on Twitter at Dane Cody, at DAYNECODY.
Remember to join the Discord server, Geekoholics.com/Discord. Remember to watch us weekly on Twitch.tv/Geekoholics, normally around 8 p.m. when my computer doesn't blow up. I swear to God, next week we will start on time. Rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Apple, whatever the fizzuck that rates podcasts. We appreciate it. Signal boost our tweets on social media. Or just, if you're hanging out on a Discord or a Reddit or a subreddit or a forum, people are talking about podcasts, go, hey, I know these two stupid Canadians, Rico and Dane, they're all right. Sometimes they're funny. Rico likes to rant and spaz and drop the F-bomb a lot. He's a character. Dane's smart. He knows things.
Let's not get crazy.
Feel free to do that. We appreciate that. Or don't. Just hang out and listen. We appreciate that as well. I have nothing else. That's it. I think that's the whole rigmarole. Dane, do you have anything to leave the fine listeners with?
No. Go watch a Goofy movie if you've never seen it, because it's fucking awesome.
Like a Goofy movie? Like a weird movie or like the Goofy movie?
Oh, a Goofy movie.
Okay.
So, little side rant. I found out on the weekend my wife had never seen it.
I don't think I've ever seen it either.
What the fuck? What's wrong with you people? There you go. There's your homework, Rick. Go watch a Goofy movie.
I started watching Solo with my daughter.
Your daughter will love a Goofy movie. It's awesome.
I'm sure she will.
It's so good. It's got an awesome soundtrack. Powerline for life, baby. And with that, I'm out.
Okay. Till next week. Peace.